Why? Why, Sony? Why? You have no games. Why did you not show us games? I'm back. Another video. 2 videos in a day. I know it's a freaking miracle. With Sony's conference, it just ended 30 seconds ago. And all I can say is, why? Look how many notes I took. That's a lot of notes. It's all crap. It's all useless. It's all things I already know. It's all things I could have assumed. Where is the hard-hitting surprises? Microsoft? Sony? Hit me with something. Shock me. Don't give me this crap. Alright, let's go down the list. Started off, blah, 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 blah. There's so much talking in these Sony conferences, it just makes me want to kill myself. You know, thanks for coming, talking about the hack, and talking about this, talking about... They freaking talk your ear off at these conferences. Sony, shut up. Show me games. Show me gameplay. You can talk while the gameplay is going, but at least give me something to, like, stimulate my eyes and not just put me to sleep. Like, it put my friend Kemme to sleep. It put my friend Asian Kid to sleep. It's putting everyone to sleep. It damn near put me to sleep. Talking about hacking. Yeah. They showed off some Uncharted 3. That looks good. I mean, I'm really looking forward to that game, personally. But nothing new. Nothing groundbreaking. I already knew about the game. You know, I already knew what the game was going to feature. So they just showed off a demo of a level that showed nothing new aside from the location and what was going on. Okay, that's coming out. But they're going to do a multiplayer demo. And the cool thing about that is, in October, they're partnering with Subway. Like, yeah, not like subways that you drive under the ground, like trains. Like Subway, the sub place, that, I don't know how they're doing it, but you get the full multiplayer experience a month before the game comes out, so I'm definitely going to be eating Subway in October. So that was cool, you know, I thought, you know, when they came out of the gate like that, I was like, alright, there is hope. There is hope after all. Then things started just going downhill. Showed off Resistance 3. The most boring demo ever. He, like, killed a few guys, and that was it. Nothing new, nothing original. It's Resistance. You know what to expect. Gay. Moving on. Now they have God of War Origins, which is like a remastering, quote-unquote, of the PSP games. Coming out on the PS3 in 3D. Woohoo! We all love 3D. These games were not built around the concept of 3D, so you can't just tack on 3D and expect it to sell. You have to build the game in mind to have 3D to get like that amazing full effect, instead of just making everything pop out of the screen. Lame. The Ico collection, the Ico and not God of War, Shadow of the Colossus collection is going to be in 3D as well. Again, I really enjoy both of those games. They're 2 of the best games you could possibly get on the PS2. Do not need to be in 3D. These are games that were not built for 3D. Don't put them in 3D if they weren't meant to be in 3D. Not that hard of a concept. Okay. Another cool thing they kind of did that I liked, they're making a more affordable version of a 3D TV. It's like 24 inches, comes with Resistance 3, comes with a pair of the glasses, and it's like I said, 24 inches, $500. That's a good price for a 3D TV. Not gonna get it, but I can at least admit, you know, when they're a good price. Except where they get you, they only give you 1 pair of glasses, and another pair of glasses is $70. Yeah, just soak that in. $70 for a pair of glasses. I don't care if they're the most advanced pair of glasses in the world. Unless they're like prescription lenses where you need to get them like customized, it's a pair of freaking mass-produced glasses. It's not $70 worth of technology in there. I'm sorry, there's not. Okay, but another cool thing actually about the television is the feature I really enjoyed, otherwise I could have given 2 shits about a 3D television, is if you're playing like split screen with a player and you drop $70 on an extra pair of glasses, you will see in 3D, I don't know, imagine these are my 3D glasses, you will see your side of, and you know, instead of the screen being split in half, like, you know, if I was playing on regular TV, you'll see a full screen, and second player will see their own full screen. So that's a pretty cool concept. I have to give my hats off to them on that. So, okay, still, there is hope. The hope is not drained all the way yet. Then it starts getting real crusty real quick. NBA 2K12 uses the move now. And they bring Kobe Bryant on the stage. He had no idea how to play the game. They're like, oh, anybody can play using the move, and the Heat were dunking on him, and then he was making corny jokes, and Kobe, what are you doing, man? You should be playing basketball. You should be playing in the finals right now, but your team sucks, so no one respects you anyway. That was dumb. There's a game called Medieval Move, and this was my favorite part of the conference because of my friend Jeremy. My friend Jeremy, he's not my actual friend. He's just some corny, lame guy for this stupid game called Medieval Move where you use the move once again. Oh, you pretend, and it's in 3D. Woohoo! You know, this freaking 3D gimmick has to end. And so they kind of, it's like a hack and slash. I don't really know how to explain it. It looks, you know, you're playing from the perspective of like a warrior, and you have to like go around in a dungeon and like solve stuff. It looks kind of kiddie. You have bows and arrows and shurikens. You can throw shurikens, and you can pull. You know, you have the move controller in your hand, and you can pull out an arrow like that. And it's like really shooting an arrow, except it's not like shooting an arrow because you just press a button and point. So that's not like shooting an arrow at all. And you know, you have a sword and shield. Game looks gay. Stupid. Moving on. And then they talked about Infamous 2. I have one question. Why? Why are you talking about Infamous 2? The game comes out tomorrow. Don't talk about a game that's coming out tomorrow. We already know about it. Anyone who is buying that game has already made up their mind if they're getting it on launch day or not. You are not convincing. You are just trying to move extra units by making a trailer for this in E3 when the game's coming out tomorrow. And they talked about, you know, the user-generated content, yada 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 for Infamous 2. Why would you talk about that? You could be talking about new, exciting material. But of course you don't have any games. You're Sony. You don't have games for the PS3. They talked about Little Big Planet 2. And now they're incorporating Move into Little Big Planet 2 even more. That you can create levels for the move and using the move. Whoop-de-fucking-do. Couldn't you do that already? Like, don't talk about things that, you know, games we already have or are getting very soon. Talk about new, exciting IPs and sequels and things that just, you know, I won't be expecting it at all. Talked about this game, Starhawk. It's like a Warhawk style game and just looks, I don't know, the trailer was alright. Nothing to say about that. The one surprise of the whole entire thing was a new Sly Cooper game. They just showed a trailer. I think Game Trailers is going to show a demo off tomorrow of what the game looks like. But even then, that wasn't a surprise, because if you had the Sly Cooper collection on PS3 and you platinum the whole game, you got like a little like teaser for Sly 4. So you knew that was coming, but hey, you didn't know when it was coming, and hey, that was the biggest surprise of the whole show. So there's still hope. But at this point, is when the train rolls off the tracks. Dust. It's Dust like 514 or something. It's a new MMO for the PS3 and the NGP, or now it's called the PS Vita. Stupidest name on the planet, but whatever. Looks like a bland, uninteresting MMO. I'm not a big MMO guy. I have no interest in picking up an MMO unless it's like Knights of the Old Republic or the Dragon Ball Online game. But other than that, that game just looked like, I don't know, whatever. Just don't care about it. And they talked about BioShock Infinite, and now BioShock Infinite has like some exclusive things for PS3. They were really pushing exclusive stuff for the Sony, you know, the NGP Vita/Vita. I really like the name NGP way better than the PS Vita, personally. But now it has exclusive move support, yada yada yada. They're creating a BioShock game for the Vita, so that's pretty cool. But BioShock Infinite is a game we've known about for a damn long amount of time now, so there's no excuse to be talking about that. They talk about the Star Trek game that has a move. I'm not a big Star Trek fan at all, so don't really care about that. I mean, it just looks like a generic shooter, but oh, we have not StarCraft, freaking Star Trek characters now, and oh, it's cool now. Hey, people will buy it. No one likes Star Trek anymore. Who likes Star Trek anymore? I don't. I don't know anyone. Like, the movies are coming out, and I think that's why they're doing it, to try and cash in on the movies. Whatever. More exclusives in terms of like content within games for the EA games. Need for Speed The Run, Battlefield 3, and shit, what was the first one? Oh, god damn it. It's gonna kill me. But like, whatever. There was exclusive content. Not really worth anything in my opinion. Like with Battlefield 3, you get the Battlefield 1943 on the disc. With the Run, you get like exclusive cars and everything. And whatever the first game was, you got something else. I can't think about it right now. My mind is just so burnt from watching shitty conferences all day. Then they started talking about the Vita and the NGP/NGP. Showed off the new Uncharted game. Looks pretty sweet. I must say that's a nice piece of hardware they got going. But it looks like an Uncharted game. Nothing new. I know how Uncharted plays. Even if I didn't, you showed me in the beginning of the conference. So it's Uncharted. You know what you're getting with Uncharted, except for, and you have like new touchscreen motion controls and all of that. So nothing new there. And then they talked about this game, Ruin. It's like a hack and slash looking game. And the cool thing about this is now they're starting to implement like cloud storage, like where you don't actually save like your save file on an actual hard drive. You like save it in cyberspace, and then you could be playing the game on your Vita and then save it, and then you can play it right on your PS3. So you can like kind of transfer the game wherever you want, and that's a pretty cool feature, I think. But the game just looks like a typical Baldur's Gate style hack and slash. Nothing groundbreaking, nothing blowing my mind. I'm falling half asleep. I'm drinking energy drinks to stay up at this point. They talked my ear off to this point. It was just stupid. Showed off Mod Nation Racers. Don't really like Mod Nation Racers too much, but it was kind of cool how you could like edit the track using the like if you were going to customize a track, create a track, you could edit it with the I don't know if you guys can hear that train, but I live right by train tracks. But whatever. Moving on, you can edit the track using the touch screens and like edit it that way. So that was pretty cool. It looked like it made it a lot easier than using the controllers. That's one place where touchscreen implementation is definitely the better option than using the controller, I think. Now they have Street Fighter Cross Tekken on the Vita with Cole from Infamous. Why? Do we really need Cole from Infamous on that game? He just looks like a goofy, like Dunbar, corny character. No one's gonna play him. Everyone's gonna play Ryu and Ken because no one knows how to play Street Fighter. It's just that was just a stupid move just to try and get people to buy it on the Vita. And they announced the price of the Vita: $249 for the wireless only model. $300 for the 3G model. Good pricing, I must say. Compliment them on the pricing because they definitely knew they couldn't overstep the 3DS by much, and they didn't at all. You can get the same wireless only model, which only works when you're by a wireless hotspot, for $250, the exact price of the 3DS. So now Nintendo has some competition. Good move, Sony, and it's going to be available to holiday 2011. That's it. That's the whole end. I'm going to say thank you very much. Have a nice day. Adios. Where is the Big Bang? Where is a game that's going to shock people? You got to bring something to the table to keep people's interest. You can't just bore them with talk about how you're innovating 3D, motion controls, and this, and nice graphics, and we have touchscreens, and $249 and $300. Show me a game. You could have showed off a new God of War, for Christ's sakes. And that would have been something to go on. You could have showed off the new Twisted Metal. That would have been something to go on. You could have shocked me and showed off Shenmue 3. That's me dreaming. But at least Sony, please come up with like some sort of like idea for a new game. You still have to support the PS3 for 2 more years. There are 2 more years left on this cycle of the consoles before the next console's coming up. You have no games. What's the saying? PS3 has no games. Because it has no games. What's coming out for PS3 that's like mind-blowing, like must-have? Ratchet & Clank All for One? No. Resistance 3? No. Resistance 3? You see what I'm saying? Like, I can't think of anything off the top of my head. Microsoft's conference, fail. Sony's conference, fail. Which one was worse? Well, at least Sony came with exclusives. They might have sucked. You might have already known about them. The conference might have been a bore. but at least it wasn't Microsoft just showing off a whole bunch of multiplats. So, you know, each conference didn't really have too many pros. They just kind of had a lot of cons, and it's kind of hard to compare. So, it's a great Sony. It's like an F or a D, maybe a C, C minus at best. Nintendo's gonna blow these fuckers right out of the water. I don't even need to say that right now. Nintendo could show me a new Mario game for the Wii, for Christ's sakes, and I'd be like, wow, it's something new. Wow, something I didn't see coming. You know, maybe I knew a new Mario game was gonna come, but I didn't know when, and it's coming out now. You know, that's something to go on. Instead of freaking Sony, oh, we have the NGP. Let me show you the Uncharted game. The second Uncharted game I've shown you in the conference. You can't develop anything new. You couldn't have shown me Last Guardian or something like that. Anything. Anything. They showed you nothing. Oh my god. E3 sucks. E3 has just become a place for people to casually show off their games and casually show up with their stupid, lousy technology can do, instead of showing what everyone else comes for. The goddamn games! Where are the games? Nowhere to be found. All the games are back on the Super Nintendo and the PlayStation 2 and the Sony PlayStation and the regular Xbox. Those are where all the games are. Like, what are game developers doing nowadays? You know, they say there's so many game developers and it's a hard market. Where are all the games then? How come, you didn't come out and show me 5 new PS3 games? How come Microsoft didn't come out and show me 5 new 360 games or something? Something I can at least have hope for the next few years of gaming for. I guess that's what the Nintendo conference is for, because I'm certainly not finding it in Sony, and I'm certainly not finding it in Microsoft. And this is really going to be the year of, I think, third-party developers to really, have something to look forward to from them. They'll probably come with some cool titles, not like brand new, not reaching the level of like Shenmue 3 or like a major Sony or Microsoft reveal, like a new IP or something. But they'll at least come with something like new, you might not be expecting it. They're porting a game from Japan you didn't know. Something like that. So, day one of E3, I mean, yeah, and Ubisoft conferences were alright. I'm going to make videos on that, towards the end of E3 when I kind of see what every third-party developer brings, and I'll say what I like the most and what I hated, and, yada yada yada, but fail. Sony fail, Microsoft fail. Nintendo? Big question mark, but I have faith. I definitely have faith. Well, that's it, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed day one of my E3 coverage. Not a pleasant day. You can tell I'm not in that good of a mood right now. But, whatever. It is what it is. Take it easy, guys.